Hello, welcome to Life and Beyond. I am Sangeeta. Here we discuss everything about health, happiness and productivity. Today I am here with a book review of a beautifully written book, Talent is Overrated by Geoff Colvin. Most of us have a feeling that talent is everything. If we don't have talent, we cannot reach the heights that we desire. When we look around us, our friends, colleagues, relatives, we see that they spend most of their time in the workplace. Also, they have other responsibilities, their family obligations, their social responsibilities. We see that they spend doing this for years and years. But when we ask, how are they doing that? Are they good at that? The answer will be, they are doing it just fine. They are doing things so that they can get by every day. That doesn't sound like an elite performance, right? Researchers have shown that the number of years you put into an effort or the experience doesn't make someone an elite performer. Some bizarre fact is that in the study among doctors, it was found that experience impedes the capability of one's performance. We all tend to believe when we see an elite performer that they are gifted, they are born gifted, they are born with the right genes, and they are fortunate enough from the childhood that they know what they are supposed to do. This is just a means of consoling ourselves, and this is a means of rationalizing our mediocre performance. What can we do? We are not gifted. But studies have shown that talent has nothing to do with performance or the lack of it. Researchers done among the so-called elite performers like Bill Gates, Tiger Woods, Rockefeller have shown that in the teenage years, their performance, their attributes were not different from their peers. So what is it that drove them to that utmost level of performance that every one of us desire? The answer comes to one principle, and the principle is called deliberate practice. The catch here is, it's not just practice, it is deliberate practice. So what are the characteristics of deliberate practice? The author in this book, Talent is Overrated, gives us a set of characteristics that we can call as the principles or the nutshell of deliberate practice. So what are they? The first attribute is, it is designed specifically to improve performance. The key word here is designed. So, if you want to excel at something, we have to specifically design the process of how you excel at it. It is not just the mere repetition of what you like to do or what you know the best that makes you an elite performer. That is why it is said that behind every athlete, there is a best coach, if that athlete has to be the best. So someone or you yourself have to design something in your life that you become an elite performer in that area. It shouldn't be too easy that you are always in the comfort zone. It shouldn't be too difficult that you are always in the panic zone. It should be in the middle zone where it will always push you one step further, one step ahead to your goal. The second thing is repetition. The so-called elite performers repeat a task hundreds of times. They repeat it countlessly that an average performer doesn't think that it is even possible. The third attribute is, it is highly mentally demanding and it isn't fun. The topmost artists, the topmost athletes, they didn't do their practice, or they didn't practice keeping in mind that they are enjoying the process. Muhammad Ali said, I hated every second of training. But when he realized, when it is sunk into his mind that this is what makes him the best performer, he is willing to go about it, and he makes sure that he gets it right, even if it is the 1,000th time he is practicing. The fourth attribute of deliberate practice is feedback. This is very important. It doesn't count if you do it 100 times, 1,000 times. If you are not giving feedback, or if your mentor or a coach is not giving you feedback about what to improve, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what could be done better, that feedback improves the quality of your performance. And the elite performers doesn't fall into the trap of being automated in that practice. So when we repeat a thing countlessly, what happens? It becomes automated. You can do it in your sleep, right? So when you're studying to drive, initial phase is that you're completely alert, your vision is on the road, you're totally tensed, you are very alert. And then comes a phase when you are gaining confidence, you are comfortable with driving, you have the knack of driving. The third phase is that when you drive for a long time, it becomes an automatic response. You don't really think about the road, or you don't really think about the vehicle. Sometimes when you start the car, the next time you realize you have reached the destination. Have you experienced that? So what happens is that when you reach that third phase, there is no longer improvement. Once you reach that third phase in driving, you cannot again become a good driver. So you have to be in that middle phase where you know what you're doing, where you always have a feeling that you can make it better by doing a step further. So that middle phase, the elite performers are totally aware of, and they make sure they remain in that elite performance, and they are not totally taken up by the fact that they know what they are doing. Always they are trying something new, or they are looking for something to improve. The final attribute of elite performers is the search for knowledge. All of the elite performers knows the importance of knowledge and information in whatever field they choose to be, and they are continuously learning to improve their ways of doing, to improve the information they have for them to do that task a little bit better every day. So how do we go about it? How can we change our performance in the fields that we desire in, from a mediocre performance to an elite performance? Geoff in this book gives us a set of principles which we can apply to our everyday life so that our performance become better. The first one of this principle is to have a goal. We have to know what is it that we want to achieve. That is the first and the most important step. The next step is to have a specifically designed plan to make us reach our destination. It should be very specifically designed so that we are not in our comfort zone and we are not in our panic zone most of the time. It has to be in that middle zone where we are just out of our comfort zone, but we are confidently able to perform the day-to-day activities or the tasks that is required to reach that level of performance by pushing ourselves one step ahead at a time. The third thing is to have the time that we have to put in for reaching that set of performance. We have to put in the time or the hours for us to reach that level of performance. It doesn't come easy. It's said that mediocre performers don't think about the goals. Average performers set goals about the targets or outcomes. The best performers set goals about the systems or the persons they intend to become on reaching their limit. It's not about the outcome or the target. It is about the system or the person we are becoming when we reach that goal. The next step is to always observe yourself in the process. Always be critical. Always look for points that you can improve. Always constructively criticize your performance and give feedback. Ask your mentors, ask your coaches, ask the colleagues who have reached your desired destination. Ask them to mentor you, ask them to give you suggestions. Also give constructive feedback to yourself. By following all these steps, you can optimize your performance, your technique, so that you can be an elite performer in the field that you choose. Geoff Colvin says, the path is very long and extremely demanding, and only a few of us will go to all the way till the end. And being an elite performer, putting in all that effort will be the highest investment that you can ever make in your life. But if you're willing to go about it, if you are determined that you want to be the best and you put in the effort and you have a specifically designed plan, then it's sure that nothing can prevent you from being the elite performer.